Study Skills by Diana Paula Cienfuegos García Cano. Speaking in groups. In this situation, the key word is practice, because if you practice, you can be more prepared at the time you are doing a presentation or debate with the group. Also, study how the word is pronounced so you can improve your speaking. Tips. Agree with the last speaker. The easiest way of getting into a conversation and keeping it going is to agree with the last speaker. Say something such as, "That's right," "Yes," "Okay," or even just, Even if you don't know what to add, you can say something like, "I was thinking that myself," or "That's a very good point." Add information. If everyone just said, "That's right," the tutorial will stop. Try adding to the last speaker's remark as well. Phrases like, "Yes, that reminds me," or "I have another example of this." Ask for information. If you really don't have anything to add, but you have heard something interesting, ask another speaker for information. Ask, "What do you mean by," or "Can you tell me another example?" Give your opinion. Give your opinion helps keep a discussion going. Opinions are usually introduced with phrases such as "I think," "It seems to me," "In my opinion." Many people use language to show they are not sure. For example, "I was wondering if," "Do you think that," perhaps, or "Just supposing that." Disagree with something. Part of academic tutorial or seminar discussions is disagreeing with a point someone has just made. Putting doubts into words is one way of finding out what you think yourself and thinking of new ideas as a group. Show interest. You can keep the conversation going by showing interest and using phrases such as "Really? Is that true?" Learn from others. When you are in a small group discussion or tutorial, pay attention to ways that other students join in. Listening to extended lectures. This is very hard for us, the students, because we get bored easily, even more where it's extended lecture, and there is more problems when we can't understand the essence of the teachers. So in these situations, it's very important to take notes. Tips. Read the textbook chapter or topic before class. Ask if you can record the lecture to listen to afterwards. Try to take notes on key points like names, dates, and statistics. Make lists and draw diagrams. You can add information after the lecture. When in doubt, always write what you think you heard. Read it out loud in context afterwards to check that it makes sense. For example, "festival" could be misheard as "first of all." Talk to other students as they may be having the same problems as you. Try to exchange techniques on how to overcome your problems. Use a abbreviation every time a keyword is mentioned rather than repeating the word over and over again. Recording achievement. It's important to keep your notes for your past semesters because it could help you with the new subjects you take. It's like a study guide for you. Tips. Write about how you managed to achieve your objectives. For instance, the stages you went through or the personal qualities you used. Include the personal goals you have achieved. For example, becoming more confident in your own ability or finding a study partner. Take notes on what you learn about yourself. For example, what time of day is best for studying, where the best place to study is, or how your level of confidence has changed. Record the ways you keep yourself motivated during the process. Make a list of new skills and qualities you have gained and provide examples of them. Prepare yourself to continue your progress. Make a personal statement of new goals and objectives. Organizing your personal study online. It's very important to investigate more about the topic so you can be more prepared for homework, because if you have more information, you can know different aspects of it. Tips. Formulate an effective search strategy. Define what you want the articles to be about by selecting relevant keywords. Set out a study routine. Plan your study week to include 7 days. Make time for study but allow time for socializing, relaxing, and other commitments. Set realistic study goals. Use a calendar and set real deadlines, and keep to them. Minimize distractions. Find a private space at home where you can close the door and work in peace. Foster motivation. Remember that this is your own research time and motivation must come from you. So you try to find ways to encourage yourself. Use your new knowledge. Connect what you have learned through research to what you have already known. Exam techniques. This topic is very interesting because everyone wants to have good grades. So here are some tips from the time you are doing an exam. Check if you do any of these tips so you can improve it, and also maybe you can do more. Tips. Make a note of the time that you must move on to the next question. It's easier to pass if you answer the right number of questions rather than running out of time because you spent too long on one question. Read the questions slowly and highlight key points. Make sure you really understand what each question says. It's easy to misread a question or miss parts of a question in an exam. Check the back of the paper to see if there are other questions. Many people forget to do this. Structure your answers just as you would for coursework. If you go blank, brainstorm words and ideas on a sheet of note paper. This will eventually stimulate your ideas. And finally, check through your work at the end. You might even try reading to yourself, mouthing the words. You may find parts that do not make sense because you have left out a keyword or key point. And this is neatly at the end of the page. Thank you.